So shout out to Barbershop Conversation for going toe-to-toe with Keith Thurman about the Errol Spence fight. And we all know what time it is with Keith Thurman. He don't want no smoke with Errol. But we're going to force him to fight or give up the belt. Now, Keith Thurman said something hilarious. The man said, the fight between me and Errol Spence is not big enough yet. Errol Spence got to grow his name. How you going to tell somebody that's more famous than you to grow his name? Just because you got a Manny Pacquiao fight? And then, obviously, Barbershop Conversation checked him real quick. You know, he just checked him with a light jab. He told him, fighting in front of 47,000 fans and, selling more than 400 or up to 400K on pay-per-view. What more do you want? You ain't doing that, Keith. I know you ain't doing that. You never sold out more than 20K. We know Keith Thurman never been on pay-per-view. This is his first pay-per-view, and it's because of Manny Pacquiao. Errol Spence wasn't on pay-per-view because of Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia needed Errol Spence. Errol Spence is their biggest star. You don't believe me? Errol Spence sell out every time he go to New York. Against, I think, Lamont Pearson, he fought in New York. He's almost sold out or sold out. When he went and fought in Texas against his mandatory, somebody that, I didn't know his mandatory. Nobody knew his mandatory. So everybody that showed up for Errol, and he sold, I think, 15 or 18,000 tickets. So at the end of the day, Keith, man, Errol got you shook. The man told you to your face, I want this fight as bad as I want to breathe. And you're going to respond with, I'm not hungry, I'm not ready. And now you're talking about the fight ain't big enough because Errol got to grow his name. But who are you? Nobody, people forgot about Keith. The big fight at the welterweight division is Errol Spence versus Crawford. People just want to see Errol Spence get in the ring with Keith Thurman just to see Errol smoke Keith and get the belt out the way. They ain't even taking Thurman as a serious threat for Errol Spence anymore. They did back then, but not anymore. And Keith Thurman is the same guy that said, I ain't Floyd Mayweather. I ain't finna make our wait 5 years to see me versus Errol. And it been 5 years and the fight ain't even close to take place. So Keith Thurman be straight capping all day. We know what time it is. Like I said, he don't want no smoke with Errol or Terrence Crawford. So he might actually retire or claim another injury after the Pacquiao fight, depending how he look. He said he gonna do what Pacquiao did to Oscar De La Hoya, but if y'all remember at the time, yes, Oscar did get drained, ain't no doubt about it, but at the same time, Pacquiao was the little man moving up in weight. Now Keith Thurman ain't getting drained, and he's the bigger man, he's the younger man, and Pacquiao the older man by 11 years, way past his prime. He the smaller man, and if Keith Thurman does not smoke Manny Pacquiao, it's a bad look, man. It's a bad look, because Manny Pacquiao didn't even look that good versus Adrian Broner. His timing was off. His accuracy was just not existent. He was missing a whole lot. And not by a large margin, but he was just not accurate like he usually is. So if Pacquiao gives him a good fight, or he doesn't knock Pacquiao out, man, it's gonna be a bad look on Keith Thurman. All that talk, one time. It's run time, no time. That's what he should start calling his nickname, because he ain't putting nobody out. He's just cruising through rounds. He out here. He done became the 7-round man. All you gotta win is 7 rounds instead of the guy I'm trying to get you out of there type of attitude. and claims Floyd Mayweather fights like that. But Floyd Mayweather, last time I checked, he wins every round, not 7 rounds. He wins every minute of every round. Keith Thurman out here cruising and shit. He wins a couple rounds and he satisfied. So I don't know what happened to Keith Thurman, man. Mentally, he ain't there. So he cannot hop in the ring with that type of mindset against Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. I really think Keith Thurman, he really views the Errol Spence fight as a retirement fight, as a ass whooping that's gonna retire him type of fight. That he gonna be missing his soul in that fight. That he no longer gonna be the same type of fight. That's how I think he viewing the fight, because it's just the way he talks about it. Like I said, he will call out Conor McGregor, but when somebody asks him about Errol Spence, oh, I don't want to look ahead. Well, why are you calling out Conor McGregor? The guy just coming off a loss in the UFC and in boxing. Why? What is you doing, Keith Thurman? Don't duck me, son. And you out here ducking left and right. Every direction you see Crawford on the left, you go to the right, you see Errol Spence on the right, you go straight. I mean, like I said, keep the same energy. That's all we asking. When Sean Porter had the belt, he was like, oh, I'm coming back for my belt, Sean Porter. You're just holding my belt till I get there. Because it's get back here. After that, I'm coming to get my belt. And then when Errol Spence finna fight Sean Porter, it's like, oh, you know, I'm not too sure when the fight gonna happen. I'll take it a fight at a time. Errol Spence need to get his popularity up, even though he's more popular than me. Like, are you listening to what you saying, Thurman? Like, you sound silly right now. Like I said, how you gonna tell somebody to get his popularity up, or the fight ain't big enough yet and he need to get his popularity up, even though he more popular than you? He get more views than you. He make more money than you now. He put more ass in the seats than you do. He's selling more pay-per-views than you. He hopped on a pay-per-view before you did, and you've been in the game longer than he did. So where they do that at? Because we keep it trill over here. We keep it 100 over here. That's what we do. We expose the lies and tell the truth. And after this fight, if Keith Thurman is able to pull off this win, he's going to think he's some hot shot. He's going to feel like he Floyd Mayweather, even though he ain't do nothing that Floyd Mayweather does. I mean, or did. When Floyd Mayweather was 30 years old, he was a 5-time world champion in 5 different weight classes. And he beat everybody. And I'm sorry I said 5-time world champion. He probably was like 10-time world champion in 5 different weight classes. He beat everybody in all weight divisions. And don't ever compare yourself to Floyd Mayweather, especially out here ducking left or right when Floyd was the one that was the boogeyman that was getting ducked by Sugar Shane Mosley, by De La Hoya, by everybody. And like I said, just because you beat Manny Pacquiao don't mean you're going to be as popular as Manny Pacquiao, because at the end of the day, obviously his popularity will grow after that fight, but I doubt it would even surpass Errol Spence's popularity after he beat Sean Porter. Because just like the Anthony Joshua effect, people see the truth, man. People could read behind the lines. They could tell Keith Thurman is putting on the front. So till he gets in the ring with Errol Spence and Crawford, we don't believe you, Thurman. We want to, but we don't believe you, because we heard this over and over again. So, like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't listen to these casual ass fans. And man, somebody need to talk to Keith Thurman. And like I always said before, the Pacquiao fight was official, Showtime or PBS or Al Heyman should have forced Keith Thurman to sign a contract. If you get the Pacquiao fight, you win in the fight Errol Spence next, or you get half of your purse taken or something like that. Because the way he's talking right now, I'm telling you, he ain't fighting Errol Spence next, no matter what. I just don't see it. I hope I'm wrong. But we'll see. Like I said, it's just his energy is off. Peace.